So, I'm back to doing one of these. It's been a while since I've actually done one of them, but now I've gone to a streak where I've actually been able to play, so here goes nothing. It's just a simple video, pretty simple game. It's, well, not really a simple game, it's kind of the point of the thing is that it's not a simple game. It's, one of those games that's just atypical in some respect. There's some situation that comes in and you're just like, ugh. So, with that amazing description, it's, first off, by the way, it's now 2:45 in the morning. I'm very tired, but I can't actually fall asleep, so I figured I'll stream and make a video or two. And since I don't have the energy to play, I don't have the energy to cast, I'll just leisurely go through a game that I played earlier on ladder, and just sort of go through why I did what I did. And this will allow me to basically hopefully help out a few players that could use it. I don't know exactly how the sound is right now with the video sound and my voice, so I think it's alright. I don't think you're getting too much game sound or anything. I think those levels are alright. However, I do speak sometimes while I'm playing, which means there may be a moment or two where it's a little meh, with the sound. So if that does happen, that you sort of hear me twice, apologize, but for the most part, this will be okay. Now, this is a PvZ on Shakur's Plateau. I'm one of those people that I just don't like. I don't know if you actually hear the squeaking because I have my glasses on as well, my headset, but you can't see me right now because I'm taking the footage from my stream earlier, which means you don't see what I look like right now, which is fine with me. You can still see me. And basically, Shakur's Plateau PvZ I actually really like. That third base, that nook and cranny third base to the right of the top watchtower, I think is an amazing spot to get a third base. I think it's this is probably the single best map for expanding PvZ, in my opinion. Antigua Shipyard, I don't think it's quite as good because you can get that next just in case
I don't
you can
like
actually.
Forge Fast expanding in general.
Yeah, just quiet, because I don't speak.
The only time I Forge Fast expand is on top 3 and I try and get a Nexus first out.
Yes. Alright, so I don't know if I can
Probably one of the only tosses that really does not enjoy Forge Fast expanding.
Yeah. So it's all
I didn't look at the time.
yeah, miscontrol there, but nah, not a big deal. But yeah, so back I was saying, expanding on Shakur's Plateau I think is the easiest map to expand PvZ. Even more so than Antigua Shipyard, especially when it comes to a fourth, because what you can do is you can take down the rocks that are in this position that I'm in right now. I'll go for the top, middle, upside down smiley face base for my fourth base normally. So I would take down those rocks and go for there, and it leads to a great avenue to be aggressive blink stalkers if my opponent spawned in the top left. If he doesn't, well, hey, that's fine with me. He's farther away from me. I can do more in terms of expanding and everything. So, this is me just running around. One gate expand, I think, is the best opener you can possibly do. It's got the best blend of being able to be aggressive as well as being able to defend. I know it's a one gate expand, and you may not think that's the best way to be aggressive. However, what I like to do a lot of the time is to be aggressive with around 7 or 8 sentries, a zealot, a stalker, and then either 3 or 4 warp gate units of reinforcements if I want to go so aggressive as to have a proxy pylon down and maybe even push for it. Like I've taken thirds down from players doing that. Actually, if it doesn't scout it, especially, I can easily do that. However, going back to that Antigua Shipyard comparison, if you're overly aggressive, that can really backfire, and you can then get locked into his third base and guarantee to lose your sentries, and it's a horrible way to lose the game. Just like, oh, I got too greedy. And that's one of the things that I've actually really been trying to do with myself is to make sure I do not get too greedy. I don't get to play that often especially because I'm about to go back to school. So when I do, I have to play every single game really well, and I cannot afford to throw games away. So what that means is I have to be hypercritical of everything that I do, which is another reason why I like my making of these specific videos, because it makes me really take a look at how I play and if I could improve, which is great. But this game, it's a situation that I'm sure a lot of tosses have fallen in, and I really want to help. I like being helpful. It's fun. And we're gonna move forward right now. Just notice how I'm also rallying my next side to my natural expansion. I think the most optimal way to actually handle your probe saturations is to basically. Oh wait, ooh, here we have something crazy. You can see him moving in, and this was a really frustrating push from him. I've actually never encountered this not all in push before, and you can see how I'm trying to micro and control. His guardian shield's now up, but he's sniping an annoying amount of sentries for a loss that is greatly in his favor. So I think you hear me talking a little bit, but what this does actually is it prevents my ability in being aggressive. I can no longer do that push that I want to do. So right off the bat, I'm in a situation I don't feel comfortable in. So I'm forced to, okay, well, time to really take a look at what he might be able to do, because I'm going to be forced to completely theory craft and be on edge because of the fact that he prevented me being able to push forward, which is a great way to get scout information. And now I get surprised that his natural is supposedly just not going down.
Oh, are
thinking,
you serious? He expanded over here, didn't he? Yep.
Yeah, so he must have gotten that natural expansion at that third base pretty much in terms of timings and using those words back and forth. But now we're going to watch as I continue to press forward and just add on my tech that I like. Playing Stalkers, upgrades to attack, and I'll be getting my third base soon. I'm also making sure that my hotkeys are in order. By the way, in case you're wondering what my hotkeys are, you can see them throughout the game, but what I do is all my next side on 1, all my production facilities on 2, Zealots, Sentries 3, Stalkers 4, High Templar, Colossi 5, Immortals on 3 also. And that's how I control. It's great to have 3 different hotkeys for your army because you can micro a lot more easily then. So now we're going to see me pushing forward, making sure to just deny his watchtower usage because that's big. Any Zerg that loses the watchtowers, there's a little bit of panic mode that comes in. It's like, oh god, is he pushing? What is he doing? I need to know. I have to be able to respond. So now we're going to watch as this is going to be taking place, and there's going to be a few things coming up that I'm going to really point out. Because I handled something well. Something's well, something's not well. But let's see what's going to happen. He's going to push. I'm going to have to try and micro and defend an early third against a push that's probably designed to really take out that early third. So we'll see that I'm running around. Continue to warp in my good units. Blink and everything's really key. I should be sending out a Zealot down to get that bottom watchtower soon. Yeah, there we go. So he scouts this third, and that's annoying. Because I thought I was denying scouting by having those the units up down there, but he's gotten the watchtowers again. He knows the time of my third, so I'm vulnerable. I'm aware of this. Observers coming out, making sure that I don't lose to any kind of burrowed roach play or burrowed infestor or something weird like that. And I'm getting my upgrades out on the right because Blink is getting closer to being done. Attack. I see a lot of Lings. I checked their upgrades. They're all 0-0, so Zealot's going to be very effective against Lings. That's something I'm aware of. My third is now coming up, and I'm supply blocked at a pretty bad time. My money's also a little ickily high. That's because my gates that I added haven't really kicked in, but here comes a huge push. So now I'm going to try and get my Zealot back in an area that can really I can stay alive and do a little bit of damage, hopefully. Now I'm going to push in, and there's really important force fields. He got the surround, but force fields can take away that surround. I'm now going to wall off, make sure that those Lings can't run by and be really annoying. Put force fields down to prevent those roaches from being able to really hit me, so I get a lot of free hits down, which is incredibly important. I have my warp gates going down, and I'm bringing in more and more units. I gotta be really careful because it's a strong push. Force field to keep those units down, but I don't have enough energy to finish off those force fields because he keeps picking off my sentries, which is really annoying. But I have blink now, which is really key because this is the only reason, the only way I'll be able to actually keep my Stalkers alive in the face of this very large Ling roach person. You see me blinking them back individually. Sometimes they're fully healed, but basically it's buy time, get more units to come in, and you can see me trying to get out more upgrades and everything in the midst of all this. It's very hard for me to actually get that multitasking down. That's one of my weaknesses, is controlling things during these large battles. You can see how my money has skyrocketed, probably because I just don't have the production facilities. He hit me right before that was really taking place. And I also make a mistake. I meant to throw down a robotics bay as well as the second robo. Unfortunately, I only sent down the robo. You can see how I'm actually spending my chronos. I'm spending my warp gate. I'm spending my warp gates. What am I talking about? I'm spending my warp ins. That's what I'm talking about. I'm spending my warp ins, and I'm still high there. I'm still definitely high up. But now we're going to see him getting his first bit of harassment. But the one thing that I really have going for me is the fact that I produce a lot of probes. That's something that I do too well, is to produce probes. Like I have a video up about total macro dominance in PvT. Yeah, that was a game where I ended it with 121 probes. So there's a personal weakness of mine, is that I build enough probes. But in these situations, it's an incredibly good positive, because what it means.
Oh, I didn't build. I had to get a Robo Bay down too.
Yeah, in the game I said, oh, I didn't put a Robo Bay down. I'm also soon going to say, God, I hope he's not going to go Mutas. So there's a hint as to what's going to happen. But you can see how I'm getting out my upgrades, get out my tech, and
If he now hits with Mutas,
I think I just now started talking about the Mutas.
would be bad.
Yeah, I'm saying that could be bad about the Mutas. So I'm going to get the Twilight, the Temple Archives just in case, or I have the Twilight tech. I should have Charge, I should have Blink, and I'm going to push forward and start taking his creep down, being aggressive, and trying to look for his army. I need there to be something that I can take knowledge from. The fact that he's not pushing out right now shows he's doing something. He's teching up to something. He's going for something weird. There we have Ling run-bys coming in, and that's going to be fine with me. I've got enough Zealots. I have the upgrade advantage. I just saw a Muta Shadow. I saw a Muta Shadow, and now I see a cloud of Mutas. And look at that, right in time to kill off double Robo Immortals. Which is horrible. That's literally the worst thing I could have done, is gone for double Robo Immortals or Colossi. Colossi would probably the only thing that'd be worse. But still, double Robo against Mutas, that's bad. I need Charge Lots, Archons, and Blink Stalkers. You can see me getting the Archons now, and I'm being aggressive because I know he doesn't have the army strength to actually be able to handle this. So what I'm doing is divvying up my army. You can see I have some guys killing the natural, other guys going up to his third. I'm keeping track of his Mutas because he's attacking me with them, so I can obviously really see where they're going. He's doing a great job of just being really, really, really annoying and solid by running those Mutas around and killing off all my probes, all those annoying things, and see me running away with my my probes going everywhere, trying to throw down cannons and get some kind of defense up. But you can see I'm really killing him. I'm not trying to pull back. I know my army is stronger than him one-on-one, so therefore I'm going to kill off everything I can. You can see me going back and forth to kill off the bases that I know he has. I'm going to try and get one Archon in the main. I also see killing my cancel before I can finish, so cancel them, get the money back. But it's all about being aware of where I can actually do things. Which is really, really important. And now I'm thinking, okay, my base is basically screwed. He's really, really committing to taking me out. So send a probe somewhere else. And okay, you see what I just did right there with that Archon? I'm trying to get the Mutas to bunch up. He's probably not being perfect with managing the Mutas, so I can then try and pull back and get good splash hits on the Archons, because that's what I need. I also built that Nexus in a very odd spot. It's not at a it's not in a normal base that he would look at in terms of like the mineral line, the spot for a useful Nexus. So that's fine. I'm pretty happy about that. I'm going to be able to be aggressive. I'm not being aggressive. I'm going to be able to stay alive with that. It's not going to be revealed, and that's a pretty big deal. And now I can continue being aggressive, and watch me taking out those units. I'm going to go ahead, take out that top left base, which I assume is there because he hasn't been revealed at all. And you can see as I'm continuing to dart around, control my army, and his Mutas are doing a lot of damage. They're really, really solid Mutas. So now I'm going to get those Zealots to take that and then target down those other buildings. And I'm thinking, okay, is he being revealed? Why isn't he being revealed? He must have another building somewhere. Now I get to go ahead and try and find it, which is fine. I can see me splitting off a few units. He's killed basically all of my buildings. But the fact that he hasn't killed my natural Nexus is a pretty big deal. Something I should also do is actually send out a hallucinated Phoenix to that bottom middle base.
Somewhere on the map.
Yeah, I'm talking in the game about.
Oh, it's over there. Look at that.
Yeah, but look at that. I see the creep. I see the creep. And now I can take down that spawning pool. You can see me setting up my what's it called? Hotkeys. so I don't have those back there, and now I get to blink forward, deal some damage, and he can easily snipe off those stalkers, which is why I pulled them left. Trying to keep everything I have alive, because in a base trade situation, every unit is key, and now we're going to see as this pushes in, we're going to see, yep, there that is, so he's mining there. Here we have the charge lots, we have the blink stalkers, take this out, and that will be game. So that is game, and
Well, that
it's
was not
all
typical
about being
PvZ.
calm. It's all about just staying calm, guys. So, actually, I can do this now, can't I? Yeah, so now you can see me. Hi. But yeah, it's all about staying calm. It's about being aware of the strengths of your opponent and the strengths of yourself. In that game, his strength was crazy mobility, and I had strength, which is kind of funny. But still, so I have crazy strength, he doesn't, which means I can just brute force and kill. So I just start going over and killing everything. His mutas are taking a while to kill my base. He actually does have the +1 attack, but it's not a big deal at all. He's able to force me into something weird, like put down a nexus in a very odd spot that ended up being a scouting nexus. I don't know if people have done that before, but I got a scouting nexus, which I think is kind of cool. So still, let's just go over like the basics of like what I did and read and saw. I defended early roach push pretty horribly, but it still happened. So I know he's not going for some kind of really weird play. It looks like it's pretty standard with with a little bit of roaches pushing in, but quick pressure and scout me. I then get a fast third. No need to be aggressive on my part because I can't, not with only 4 sentries left there. So I go for my fast third, which is my normal thing to do. I get that up, defend another strong push from him. And I look at the position I'm in, analyze the position that he sees that I'm in, and the logical choice for him to go is Mutas. Mutas are very strong in PvZ no matter what, essentially, unless you're going to go for like a double Stargate Phoenix, in which case Mutas are not the best choice. But that's not what I'm doing. He's seeing pure gateway units and mortals, robotech, that kind of thing. So mutas are very strong, which is why in the game I was like, oh, I hope he doesn't go mutas. Because that then forces me to use my strength of charge lots, blink stalkers, archons, and attack upgrades to kill everything as quickly as I can, being aware of where his mutas are because I'm splitting up my army, which means his mutas can come in and pick me off, but I have to be careful with that. Go ahead, push, attack, scout around for his bases, and make sure that I don't get eliminated faster than he gets eliminated. And in the end of that game, I won. I was able to eliminate him, and it worked out pretty well. So I hope you guys learned. You don't need to panic. That's the main thing that I want to say, is you don't panic. Panicking would have been me going, oh god, retreating my entire army, being locked in my base. My opponent gets up to 5 bases and I lose. So no panicking. Stay calm. Know your strengths. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you learned. And I'm still not sleepy. I'm just tired, so I'm going to make another video. Yeah.